Hey everyone, it's your Coach Tex. I'm not a professional gamer, but as a general sports enthusiast and someone who was in high school and college during the last NCAA football game releases, I couldn't help but jump on here and provide you with my 2 cents. Just going off the gameplay release where Bordeaux played Donovan Edwards, it was obvious that this game is going to play way more like the old NCAA games instead of like Madden, and that's a good thing. Now, when Donovan scored his first TD, you could see him cut to the outside of a block. And that was all left stick. No juke, no sidestep, just responsive player control. That isn't to say that the juke moves in this game won't be needed or used. I mean, Donovan had several well-timed jukes and one mean stiff arm, and Bordeaux had several spin moves that made defenders completely fall. The video that EA released had some of that edited out, so you may not have seen it all. But if you go over to Bordeaux's video, he posted the rest of the gameplay to give you a more complete look at the game. Going over a little bit more on offense before we move to the other side of the ball, Bordeaux was using the hurry up and turbo. It seemed to be viable options for keeping a defense on its heels. But I want to see what that feels like for myself and how much stamina it drains from my own players, which there may be a counter to in the Dynasty coaching tree, but I'll cover that in another video. If you're running that hurry up and the defense doesn't have time to make audibles, doesn't have time to put their shell on, it could give you a good opportunity to get some big plays. Also, the total passing control sounds like it's going to give you the ability to really be placing passes exactly where you want them. We just really didn't get to see it in this gameplay. Bordeaux was praised once for making a back shoulder throw on the left sideline, but to his credit, he owned that he didn't do that on purpose. Now, there's that passing meter for every one of your throws. If you keep the meter in the blue, it's going to give you the most accuracy. Once it gets into the yellow, it's a little less accurate. Once it gets into the red, it's going to be the most inaccurate. They did specify that it wasn't going to be 20 yards overthrown or underthrown. It was just going to be barely catchable. You saw that several times with the meter getting into the yellow, where the receiver had to turn around a little bit, where the receiver had to stop, catch the ball behind him, and it just kind of disrupted the flow. Whereas on other routes you saw when the meter stayed in the blue, it would hit that receiver in stride or the running back in stride. They're able to catch it and keep running and not lose ground to the defender that was chasing him. On defense, there were multiple big hits from both teams. The animations here looked organic and really well done. We saw several interceptions, but that's something else that I want to feel out for myself. How the DBs change direction to break on the ball, how they play the ball in the air. That's something that I'm really looking forward to seeing. There was a deep completion by Bordeaux where his wide receiver and the defender both attempted to high point the ball. The receiver made the catch, but I wonder if it was due to the timing of his jump. Maybe there will be some form of a skill gap when it comes to playing the ball in the air. Jump too soon, you're already on your way down and the ball goes over you. Jump too late, you get mossed. It's all speculation on my end, but if that's how the deep shots play out, then I think we are in store for some ridiculous highlights as people get that timing down. Something else that's new to the college football gaming world is the abilities that these players are going to have. We saw a D-line ability light up and a defensive tackle swat an O-lineman to the ground on his way into the backfield. On previous trailers, we've seen offensive lineman badges light up as well, which is going to add a whole new strategy to recruiting in your dynasty. If you're dominating the trenches, you'll always have a chance to win. And I really like that they are putting badges specifically for our big guys down in the trenches. It's not just going to matter if you have the fastest wide receiver anymore, or a big bruising running back, or a quarterback with the strongest arm. If you have a disruptive member of that line of scrimmage or some road graders on your offensive line, then that's going to really make a difference in your gameplay. Another ability that was lit up was Quinn Ewers' field general ability. There was a play where Bordeaux was tipped off by this ability pre-snap that both corners were blitzing. And being able to see something like that before the play will give you great big play opportunities if you're able to quickly make some route adjustments. And finally, on a play where Edwards came out of the backfield to the right to catch a pass, you could see his takeoff ability light up, and that gave him a speed boost when releasing to run a route and not facing a press. Also, after he caught the ball, another ability lit up. I believe this one was a hard hat and is called Safety Valve. I'm not sure on the specifics, but to me that sounds like something that would give a boost to a pass catcher, either catching a short pass behind a blitz or maybe catching a pass during a scramble drill, trying to help your quarterback out. I don't know. We'll see if I'm anywhere close with those guesses. And speaking of Edwards, once he made that substitution towards the end of the game, we were able to get a sneak peek at some of his ratings. And not only at what his ratings are for the game, but how drastic the wear and tear is on players. His speed and acceleration dropped 7 points, his agility was down 8, and his break tackle rating was showing minus 11. Managing your team's wear and tear is going to be a massive part of being able to finish games well. If you aren't either adjusting your players' workloads or adjusting your play calling, then things that were working for you in the first quarter are not going to have the same results in the fourth. There's just a few of my takeaways from the Bordeaux and Donovan Edwards gameplay. I'm going to be sifting through some more stuff. I'll probably do a Dynasty release next. Dynasty is going to be where I spend the majority of my time, recruiting players, building your roster, coaching your team, seeing those players develop over the years. It's my favorite game mode from the old NCAAs, and it's where I'm going to be devoting a majority of my time in this new game. So if there's anything else that you want me to cover besides that, I may take a peek at Road to Glory. I may take a peek at the Ultimate Team, but definitely even less of an expert in those avenues. So if that's something you want, let me know. Y'all be good. Treat others the way you want to be treated. Put on a smile, and I'll see y'all next time.